So hi, welcome to the channel. I'm tempting the summer. I've just taken the roof down on the Mini just to give it a bit of fresh air, and I think it looks quite smart with the roof down. So this little Mini, what we're going to do with it is we're going to do the front and rear discs and pads because it's been sat so long. I've had to do the handbrake cables, they're just down here because I took them off the other day. So I noticed on this passenger side rear it was sticking and it smelt a bit funny, the caliper, so I've had a look round and yeah, this is completely seized up. The cable's all frayed, all the brackets, they've just had it. You know, this car, what, it's 20 years old and it's 2005, and it would be destined and frayed for the scrap heap. You know, that's the reality of these little cars, but we need to save them, we need to get them back on the road and get them working. It doesn't overheat. I've given it a good flush round. I'm going to drain the water out and put some antifreeze in it. We've got a gear cable to change, and while it's underneath here we're going to take off the heat shield and everything to get to it, and I'll show you underneath here now how hard it was to do the handbrake cables. We've also upgraded from the driveway to slide it around on lino. This was in a scrap vehicle that I went to get some bits off for the caddy and stuff, and I've got that to slide around on, so it's not as bad climbing on the floor, even though it's not very good on the floor still. But never mind, we have to do it because that's how we all do it. We're all on the floor, aren't we, doing jobs. So underneath here, it's not too bad, this Mini underneath. I put my light on, see if it makes any difference. Yeah, the subframe's a little bit rusty. We're going to look into doing this subframe. I'm gonna swap this out for a better one eventually, but I just want to get it up and running, make sure the engine is all right. So this heat shield, yeah, this exhaust, drop this 13mm bolt on the exhaust, and that's all it is. This clamp thing there, you can see it. Just spin that round, drop the exhaust down. There's like a spider thing up there on the floor that's underneath here, goes on there, on these two bolts here, one at the end there and one right down there, and it's some sort of like brace, I think. So once you get that out of the way, drop the exhaust down, pull the heat shield off, and then you can get up to your handbrake cables underneath the heat shield. But I think we're gonna have to drop that brace off there, drop the exhaust off the front, and get that other one off to get to the gear linkage cables, because I think they're hid underneath that heat shield as well, and then we can have a proper look at it. This exhaust actually looks reasonably new, so hopefully it'll come off all right at the back. And the calipers, they seem okay. I've given them a bit of a clean. This one was the sticking one. I've given them a bit of a clean up, but these slider pins here look a bit sticky. They don't look like grease, it's like a sticky oil, and I wonder if they're not sliding properly and causing them to bind on. We do need the slider toolkit for these, the kit to get out the garage in a minute and do this caliper. You can't just push these in with pliers, and with a wind back tool. So we're going to do that in a minute and get these discs and pads installed on the back, and then look at doing the front. So there we go, that's what we're doing. We're going to get the rears done first, then move on to the front, and then get this sorted out and back on the road. Let's get on with these rear brakes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have a look at this near side caliper first. It was a little bit groggy, this one. I think it was a bit pulling to one side, a little bit smelt a bit funny, which means it's probably sticking on. If I get these sliders off, I've had these off already, but one thing, this caliper's only light, so I could leave it there, but they just look really sticky, these. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a little bit of a clean up actually, and we'll use like caliper slider grease. They look a little bit scratchy, a little bit worn, but I think they'll be okay. So you may see me use this on another video, but let's give it a go. I think have I got the right ending? Probably not. Because I just picked it up, it might have the wrong. Oh, there we go. So we have to put that in there like that. To lock it onto there. Like so. And if we twist this, what I have done is I've undone the master cylinder a little bit, and as you can see, it's pushing the caliper. As you can see, it's winding the caliper back in safely to somewhere around there. That should be plenty, nice and flat. It did move reasonably well, that, so I don't think it's seized up. I think it's maybe, you know, the pads and disc didn't look that old, but it's been sat a while. I don't know the car, and I think it's best to change them. Right, so we've got some brake caliper grease. We don't need a lot of this, just a tiny smidge. We don't want any muck getting in there. We can pop that one back in any one. That feels a bit better. Just felt a bit sticky the other one. Just didn't feel right. Same with that one. Just it looks like a little P shape. Put that in there. Right. One thing I've noticed with this Mini is that sometimes you've got to get the brake caliper carrier off, but I've managed to get the disc out without taking that off. I mean, it looks pretty corroded up, doesn't it? We are going to have to sort this rear subframe out, I think, at some point. I've got plans for that. We need to get the face really clean as well. What we don't want is any contamination on there to this, because we can get brake wobble then, which ain't good. That goes for every vehicle, I think. Right, so we need to line that up with that. Tuck that in there. At least how I got it off. That can sit on there like that. I'll just kind of wash a little bit of copper slip on there, because in case it's enough. Don't want it too tight. Have our bolts lined up. You notice somebody has put copper slip on them, and the word slip's not good. So if you're talking wheel nuts up, you don't want to be slipping past that torque setting, overstretching them. So copper grease is not good on wheel nuts. Not a good idea. But like any brakes, once they're when they're new out the packaging, they'll have a little bit of oil on them and stuff like that to help them with packaging. So it's always a good idea to just give them a wash down with brake cleaner, nothing else, brake cleaner. We'll just give them a bit of a wipe. That's that and that. Next thing is this caliper. So one thing I noticed doing this caliper is that the handbrake cable got really seized in this back part here. I can't show you it really. In there, in that bit there. So I'm just going to run this drill through it to try and clean the hole up, so it doesn't make it as awkward. There we go. That'll do for that. Right, get these pads sorted out. Everything nicely in there. And we've got a a brake pad wear wire sensor, but that's fitted on the other side, not on this side, but the pads are the same, and you can see it just makes a slot hole in there. We'll go with that. We'll just put a little bit of copper slip on these. Don't need, I've cleaned up this carriage the best I can, and to be honest, these are sitting in nicely, so hopefully we've cured it with the sticky pads and everything. Lovely. Let's just pop that in there like that. So the cable on the handbrake will need adjusting off, so we'll put the foot on the brakes, wind the caliper out so the brakes bite on the discs, and then we'll adjust the handbrake because the calipers self-wind out. And I'm just hoping the caliper's not stuck inside. It has been parked up a while, but it does feel quite free, the handbrake. I'm hoping that bit of grease, and you can see that's moving now, so hopefully we've saved this caliper and we don't need to change it over. So let's get around the other side, do exactly the same. You can see it wasn't an horrendous job to do, so it's dead easy to do yourself one afternoon. And these are the little caps that go on the back, stop them up getting in your rear pistons. Just need to clean this up. This is a returning clip for the caliper, and that goes on there like that, on there and on there like that. That sits on there like that. So that's one side sorted. I always do it when the wheels aren't going back on, but what I do is I just put the wheel bolts in so I don't lose them, should I say. And there we go, that's one side done. Round to the other side, let's get that done quickly and move on to the fronts. Okay, so let's have a look at these front brakes. I've just whipped the wheel off and put a bit of spray on it just to try and hopefully free stuff up so it don't take forever, but they look reasonably clean. But I just don't know how old these brakes are, and I can't risk it. I just can't, so they're gonna have to come off. Let's get these off. It does like at some point this car has been well looked after. I don't know why, I don't really know why it was gonna go for scrap basically. I know the subframe doesn't look very good at the front, but that can all be changed. You know, if you're that way out, you can do it. Let's get this caliper off. Yeah, there's rusty bolts, but bit of cleaning fluid and out. They don't look that old, but they might have contamination, or I've seen brake pads part, you know. I just don't want to risk it really, so we'll just put that up there for the minute. Hopefully it'll stay there. So we're going to have to get the carrier off, aren't we? Right, you can do a ball right easy with a socket, but you can't undo it with your fingers. There we go. We'll give this carrier a clean away grinder. There we go, that's the carrier. If you want to see how I turn a rusty old caliper and carrier into something like this, then watch my powder coating video, because these look worse than that. There we go. So we've cleaned that up a little bit. A few more bits of rust off it, just give it a bit of a tap on the heavy stuff. Right, let's find the bolts. Let's get the disc on first, that'll help. What we need to do is gently squeeze this caliper back. Got the fluid cap off the reservoir as well, so just gently. And we could refurb these calipers, we can get replacement kits, we can sort out the pistons and everything. So that's as far back as that'll go. Just pop that off. I've had to use that because I can't find the actual one for it, so we haven't used any more grips, we haven't damaged the outer dust seal, which is good. And now we can sit these bolts up. No, that one belongs in there because it's got the clamp on it. Like that. Right, so you can see on them pins, look, they're not braille. We don't want over. So look a little bit better. You might feel better with a bit of caliper grease on in a minute as well. It's really important that these work, because otherwise you're going to get sticky calipers. So before we do anything, let's just clean that up if we can. And hopefully that looks a little bit better than when we started. So there we go, that's front calipers, and let's get around to the other side and sort that out next. So there we go, back around to this side. Let's get this side done as quick as we can. Right, let's go. And this side has the brake wire on it, so I'm just going to clip that back on properly, which goes on something like that. That goes over there like that. And what's left to do is this caps back on. And there we go. So there we go. We've done the brakes all around. It's probably taken an hour or so, bit of filming in this, but it's not something you can't do on your drive, and it'll save you a few quid. So we've done the brakes on the front of this Mini. It's back on the floor. It's going for its MOT the next few days. I've had a look round it. It has had its brake pipes done. The subframe's a little bit rusty, which we understand looking at underneath doing the brakes. So we'd have to try and sort out a couple of subframes for it and hopefully keep it running all right. So give it a bit of a clean up. But one thing I've noticed while cleaning it, the headlights, they're not brilliant. So I'm hoping to try and just renovate them, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it, and maybe it might benefit you if you do yours. So as you can see, it's not the best of looking headlights. It's a little bit faded up there around the main headlight, and you can see it's just a bit, looking at this bit here, it's quite reasonably all right, but up there is very dull. So I'll show you how I do it, and let's see if the camera can make it. Does that look better on the headlight? So you can just see. Let's give it a go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got some 3000 grit sandpaper, and I've got some 1500 sandpaper. So the first thing we're going to do is get the 1500 sandpaper and some soap and water, and we're just going to gently do this. Always circular motion, not up and down, always like this. So edges are always a bit of a nightmare, so just fold it over. Do the edges first because I don't like doing edges. Do that. I mean, this is an old car. It's a 55 plate, so it's coming on 20-year-old, isn't it? You don't realise, do you? 05 in 2025, so I think it's done reasonably well for its age. And hopefully we're just gently cutting off the grime and bit of road blasting and stuff from grit and stuff over the years, and try and bring these lights back to life if we can. So as you can see, we're just cutting off hopefully all the rubbish. You can see now we just get a little bit of a bulb shape there, so we actually see the headlight bulb. And if you can hear it, but the light's starting to make a funny, different noise than what it was before. Right. So that's taken what, 5 minutes? And now what we're going to do is get the 3000 grit and do exactly the same. And what I'm hoping to do now is just take out them 1500 grit scratch lines. And hopefully we should have a better headlight when we're finished. I must admit, around the edges are quite difficult, aren't they? I don't want to scratch this chrome bit, that's all. Mainly there, wasn't it? Right. Let's give that a wipe. Not quite finished yet. So what I have, which you can get on a drill or anything like that, I actually have a machine polisher for doing cars. Now you don't need one of these, you can get one for a drill, but I do it very, very gently. Now we're cutting a very called fine, super fine cutting polish. And just put a little bit on there like that. It's at 2000 RPM, so you might want to use the drill slower. The slower the better. And what we're going to do is And there we go. Actually see the bulb now, can't we? And that is how you just restore the headlights. I think they've come up alright, and hopefully yours might do the same if you've got old headlights. They're not bad for 20-year-old, have they? So let's see how this gets on at the MOT station, shall we? And we'll see how we get on. Alright, so there we go. What do you think? It's fixed. It's not cost very much to put it back on the road. We picked it up as an on-runner. It's been sat, what, 8 or 9 months. It's ticking over now. I have driven it around just to make sure that it doesn't overheat, and it seems to be fine. It's got a clean bill of health MOT wise. It does, the subframes look like we need to change them at some point. This car will hardly be used just in summer months, and not an everyday car for us, but hopefully we've saved it from the breakers. And that's the thing with these cars, you know, there's too many being scrapped. You know, that it is an old car, it's over 20 years old, but there's nothing we can't fix. The engines are available now, you can get cheap from anywhere, you can rebuild these yourself, and I don't see why people want to get rid of it. A few basic tools and your driveway and a couple of weekends, you could easily have one of these fixed. But we'll have a look around it. I've cleaned it up and polished it. I've done the best I can with it. Like I say, it is over 20 years old. If we're fussy, we could get the wheels re-powder coated at some point. I can use my local powder coat that I use. But you know, nice summer months driving around, I think it'd be great, and it sounds really well as well. So at some point this car's been well looked after. To be expected, a few stone chips. I think the headlight looks really well on it. There's that little bit there to do, but you know, we're not going to start painting the whole bonnet. There's absolutely no need for it. I've got some new number plates coming that are a bit nicer, you know, the other one's a bit faded. I think a car looks nice with new number plates on. So yeah, we had a tyre with a crack in it, I had to get fixed, and the other one had a slow punch. I think it was from around the rim with it being sat, but the car was sat and it cracked the tyre. It must have been sat that long, and I paid 50 quid to get the wheel sorted out. But the bodywork's dead straight. I really like it. It's a nice colour as well. We've done the disc and pads all round on it, so that's should be good to go, like you saw in the video. Yeah, I think it looks smart. I really like it. We've got a trim coming for here. I might pop this in a video with something else, just to redo all this. I think we'll drop the boot and lift it up or something. I've cleaned the roof the best I can. It is over 20 years old. There's still a few marks, but these might come off if I keep cleaning it once a year and sealing it. But I think it's worked out really well. I hope you're pleased with it. I hope you like it. See, we can fix things on the channel. And there we go. So there's a mini convertible. So if you've got one, don't scrap it. Watch my videos, watch other videos and get it fixed. Just don't give up on it. Hopefully there's many more miles left in this yet. It's done a lot of miles on it, 200,000 miles, so there's no need to get rid of it just yet. So if you've enjoyed this, we've got another video to do on a Mini, and we'll make a start on that, and we've got an announcement to make on this video as well for the channel. So keep watching, keep following, and if you like this video and my other ones, hit that subscribe button, and hope you've enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video very soon. Thanks very much.